Well, so let us recollect what were we doing in our last lecture. We were talking about the geodesic curvature and the normal curvature of a curve. So, in fact, curvature now is being considered as a vector. If you have drawn a curve over a surface, then its curvature vector will be directed towards its principal normal n. So, k n is denoted by k bar. So, curvature now I am treating as a vector. So, once it is a vector, we can decompose it into two parts, one part along the surface and the other one is along the normal. So, this is along the vector u and this is the vector which is along capital N, normal to the surface. So, whereas this scalar k g is actually k g bar dot u and k n, the normal curvature is k n bar dot n. K g is called the geodesic curvature, k n is called the normal curvature of the curve which lies over the surface sigma. Okay. So, this is what geodesic curvature and the normal curvature are. Sometime we call k g bar as the geodesic curvature vector, k n bar is also called the normal curvature vector. All right. Now, these were we found expression for geodesic curvature. We will discuss normal curvature little later. We were discussing the geodesic curvature in our last lecture. We found an expression for geodesic curvature that was given by under root g into the determinant du 1 over ds, du 2 over ds and 1 gamma 1 I j du I over ds, du j over ds plus d2 u 1 upon ds square and similarly gamma 2 I j etcetera, etcetera. This was the expression in general for a geodesic curvature of a surface of a curve over a surface. Now, using this expression of geodesic curvature, we found the geodesic curvature of parametric curves also. We had some nice short expression for geodesic curvature of parametric curve. Now, in general, if we are given the geodesic curvature of the parametric curves, can we work out an expression for geodesic curvature of any other curve? So, this is what we will be doing and this is known as Liouville's theorem. So, this is what I am going to do. The precise statement is like this: if the parametric curves are orthogonal, if the parametric curves on a surface are orthogonal, that is g 1 2 is 0 and k g 1 k g 2 are the geodesic curvature of u 1 and u 2 curves respectively, then the geodesic curvature of a curve, geodesic curvature of a curve C which making an angle theta making an angle theta with u1 curve is given by. So, there is a expression for geodesic curvature of a curve which makes an angle theta with u1 or u2 curve. It is the following. It is d theta over ds plus k g 1 into cos theta plus k g 2 into sin theta. This formula is also known as Liouville's formula. So, this is what we are going to derive now. So, proof of the theorem we will see now. So, first let us visualize the overall situation.
With the help of parametric curve geodesic curvature, we can find the geodesic curvature of any arbitrary curve.
We need to know the angle. Know the angle of the curve from u1 curve or u2 curve. And one more condition, that the parametric curve must be orthogonal. Then only this formula is valid. Okay. So, let me draw the figure according to the situation. What we have is that, suppose I pick one of the u1 curves. So, this is a u1 curve, this is a u2 curve drawn over a surface. So, this is a u1 curve and this curve is a u2 curve. Suppose there is another curve, there is no blue pen, okay, okay. Let me, there is a red pen, okay. It is not, okay, that's right. It's not right. So, C is a curve whose geodesic curvature is to be determined. This is a curve, let me call it C, and this curve is such that it makes an angle theta with u1 curve. So, what we will be doing to see this angle, we will draw a tangent to u1 curve. Suppose I draw unit tangent T1 to u1 curve and draw a unit tangent to u2 curve. This is unit tangent to u2 curve, and the tangent to C is suppose something T. This is also a unit tangent. So, the angle between T and T1 is given to be theta. This angle is theta. So, this is the situation where we are working. All right. So, since T1 and T2 both are unit tangent to u1 curve and u2 curve, I can see what T1 is. So, T1 is unit tangent to u1 curve. This is what I am assuming, and T2 is unit tangent to u2 curve. Okay. That means T1 must be what? It should be okay. So, whatever it is. Okay. Now, from here I can find out T. So, T I can work out. Now, what will be the geodesic curvature of u1 curve? Let me denote it by kg1. We have already written it. So, kg1, if you remember, kg by definition is given by kg bar dot a vector u. We know the vector u very well. It is a vector which lies in the tangent plane and it is perpendicular to the unit tangent of the curve. So, I can rewrite it as k bar dot k n dot u. Now, u is always perpendicular to capital N, and this is vector is along capital N. So, this dot product will be 0. So, you will be having k bar dot u. K bar is t dash dot u. So, for k g 1 my t dash will be t 1 dash, okay, because the unit tangent over here. Now, you have to search what will be the vector u for the u 1 curve. You can see it by yourself, it will be nothing but t 2. What you have to do? You have to search, yes, you have to search a vector which is perpendicular to t 1 and lies in the tangent plane. So, this is none other than t 2. So, this, or you can also write down this as d t 1 upon d s 1 dot t 2. S 1 is the arc length along u 1 curve, S 2 is similarly the arc length along u 2 curve. Similarly, I can write down expression for k g 2, that will be d t 2 upon d s 2 dot t 1. But you have to consider the orientation. So, I should put a minus sign. Okay. So, these are k g 1 and k g 2, where S 1 and S 2 I have told you they are the arc lengths along u 1 and u 2 curve. So, you can mention it here, where S 1 and S 2 are arc lengths along u 1 and u 2 curves respectively. So, if you want to see what d s 1 will be, so this implies that d s 1 will be, if I recollect the first fundamental form, so it will be simply g 1 1 into d u 1 square, d s 1 square is this, because d u 2 will be 0. Similarly, d s 2 square will be equal to g 2 2 into d u 2 square. Okay. So, all right. So, these are the initial thing. Now, I have to go for k g. K g must be equal to k g bar dot u, which will be same as t dash dot u. So, what is t by the way? First of all, I have to search t, then I will compute t dash. So, t, the unit tangent to the curve C, that must be equal to what? So, you can for a minute regard the tangent plane over here as a plane generated by t 1 and t 2. These are two unit vectors, they are orthogonal to each other. So, they will determine a plane. T is a vector which makes an angle theta with the t 1. Okay. So, I can write down t here. So, t must be equal to cos theta into t 1 plus sin theta into just by looking at it you can write down t, and u is a vector which is in the same plane and it is perpendicular to t. So, another unit vector u in the same plane, it will be minus sin theta t 1 plus cos theta t 2. You can see these two vectors are perpendicular to each other. So, u is perpendicular to t and moreover it lies in the tangent plane. So, this is the vector u t. Okay. So, you may call these things, these expressions are important, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay. The rest of the thing I can rub off. All right. So, let me start computing k g. Okay. So, first of all, what I need k g equal to t dash. First of all, let us see what is d t over d s. Okay. If you want, you can compute derivative of t 1 and t 2 also, because that requires it. So, derivative of t 1 with respect to s 1, s for example, d t 1 over d s will be d t 1 over d s 1 into d s 1 over d s plus d t 1 over d s 2 into d s 2 upon d s. Okay. d t 1 over d s 1 you keep as it is. What will be d s 1 over d s? S 1 is the arc length over here and S 2 is the arc length along u 1. So, d s 1 over d s. So, in a way this length upon this length. So, it will be cos theta, am I right? So, this will be cos theta into d t 1 over d s 1 plus d s 2 over d s, it will be sin theta. So, sin theta into d t 1 over d s 2. So, this is d t 1 over d s, you may call it number 5. Okay. Am I right? Okay. Similarly, I can write down d t 2 over d s. Similarly, d t 2 over d s. So, that will be d t 2 over d s 1 into d s 1 over d s, which is cos theta, and this will be d t 2 over d s 1 plus sin theta in the same manner, and this will be d t 2 upon d s 2. This is number 6. So, these are some of the things that we need, okay? And I can't no, I will compute, but I have no space to write. Okay. This half part? Okay. Now, I have to compute d t over d s, because what you need? You need k g, and k g equal to k bar dot u. U we have already determined, this is only t dash we need to know. U is available to us, only t dash is to be computed. So, d t over d s will be what? So, I will start differentiating 3. So, from 3 we have this will be derivative of cos theta means minus sin theta into d theta over d s into d t 1 over d s 1 t 1 as it is, I am sorry, t 1 as it is, plus cos theta into d t 1 upon d s 1 into d s 1 over d s. Okay. And then next term, so plus cos theta into d theta over d s T 2 as it is plus sin theta into d T 2 upon d s. You can write down, forget about this, because d T 1 upon d s is already available to us here and here. So, y 2 d 2 t over d s, we are here sin theta cos theta into this into sin theta d t 2 over d s.
Theta is also depending on S.
Theta,
Theta is also function of S.
yes, yes.
Theta is the angle between T and T1.
No, theta is the angle which makes an angle S 1. This is the angle between T and T 1. So, d theta over d s. So, theta becomes a function of S, because everything which belongs to C is a function of the parameter S. Okay. S is the parameter along C. All right. Now, this is d t over d s. Now, I have to substitute these values. Other things are okay. Okay. D theta over d s comes over here, and over here I will combine these two terms first. So, combining these two underlying terms, what you will be getting? So, minus sin theta, let us see it, you can see it, minus sin theta into T 1 plus cos theta into T 2, d theta upon d s is common. So, minus sin theta T 1 cos theta T 2, this is u. So, this is u into d theta upon d s plus. Okay. Now, only these two terms are to be seen. So, this is cos theta times d t 1 over d s we have over here in number 5. So, this is cos theta into d t 1 upon d s 1 plus sin theta d t 1 upon d s 2. Is it visible? Okay. Plus which term? This is plus sin theta times d t 2 over d s is given over here number 6. So, this is cos theta into d t 2 upon d s 1 plus sin theta into d t 2 upon d s 2. All right. So, this is what you have. If you want to simplify a little more, that you can do. So, let me rub off this part. This also I can rub off. Okay. And these equation I can write down somewhere else. I need these equations. So, I instead of this k g 1 I can write down here. K g 1 is d t 1 over d s 1 dot t 2 and k g 2 is minus times d t 2 over d s 2 dot t 1. So, now, I can rub off everything from here. Okay. So, this gives me t dash or whatever you call it, d t dash, or you may call it d t over d s, no problem, d t over d s equal to dt over ds equal to u times d theta over ds, you keep as it is, u times d theta over ds as it is, plus. Okay. So, you have cos square theta into dt, okay, cos square theta into dt1 over ds1 plus cos theta sin theta into dt1 upon ds2 plus sin theta cos theta dt2 upon ds1 dt2 upon ds1 plus sin square theta into dt2 upon ds2. Okay. So, this is your dt upon ds. Now, I will take its dot product with vector u. Okay. You can you do anything with this? Nothing can be done, nothing. Okay. So, now dt over ds dot u is here in number 4. Okay.